Hi there! Are you looking for a budget laptop around 30,000 and should come with a huge high resolution display, good day-to-day performance, an amazing battery and a full-size keyboard? Well then you must check out the Acer Aspire Lite. It's priced at just 30,990. It's probably one of the most pocket-friendly laptops you can get in 2023. It's powered by the Intel Core i3-115G4 chipset, 8GB RAM, 512GB storage, Intel Iris Xe graphics, and it's running the latest Windows 11. We'll share all the info from performance to battery life to the user experience so you can decide if you should buy the Acer Aspire Lite or not. Let's start with the build and design. So the back lid is made of metal, titanium grey in color, matte finish, so it doesn't attract any fingerprint or smudges. You can spot the Acer branding here as well. The bottom chassis is made of metal and is extremely well built. You can also spot the fan and vents for better air ventilation. It weighs just 1.59 kilograms, which makes it pretty portable to take it anywhere, anytime on the go. The lid goes all the way to the back to 180 degrees, so you can basically set it at any angle as per your preference. Now there's an amazing feature. When laid back at 180 degrees and we press Ctrl R in Windows, the screen reverses. So if there's another person sitting on the opposite side, can read the screen as well. It's such a handy feature. Coming to the ports. Starting from the left is the Kingston lock, Ethernet, micro SD port, two USB 2.0 ports and a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right is a USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 which also supports display out. Then a USB-A 3.2 again Gen 2 port, then an HDMI port and the charging input port. So I must say, it has all the necessary ports that you might need. USB-A, USB-C, you have HDMI. There is also a micro SD card slot to transfer data from your phone's memory card to the laptop. Always handy. Coming to the display. So it comes with a 15.6-inch TFT LCD display with the full HD resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels. Even the smallest text is very clear and completely readable. The display also gets bright enough for outdoor as well as indoor use. The color reproduction is also pretty good for a laptop at this price. Watching movies and videos is also pretty fun on this big display, clear and bright. The speakers also sound pretty good. They are downfiring here at the bottom, so they will get covered if they are placed on the lap, but when placed on the table, they are loud and clear.
There is CCTV, satellite, anything.
The bezels are also very slim on all the three sides. The lower bezel is a little noticeable with Acer branding in the center. HD camera on the top bezel for video calls like Zoom and Teams. The quality is good enough for all kind of college work and office video calls. Just make sure you have enough light on your face to reduce noise. Coming to the keyboard. So it comes with a full-size chiclet keyboard with num keys on the right. Very handy when you're punching numbers on an Excel sheet. The keys have good travel, though I do feel that the keys are a tad smaller, but again, didn't have any trouble typing at all. It's amazing. You get that perfect feedback. There are also shortcut keys on the top bar like volume and brightness, which are always handy. Coming to the trackpad. So it's big enough and supports all the Windows gestures that are very responsive. Now, there are two things to keep in mind. The keyboard isn't backlit, so typing in the dark could be a hindrance. But then the keys have this white bold text on them, so they're still pretty much visible in low light. Then there's no fingerprint scanner on this laptop for quick unlock. Personally, I don't look at that as a deal breaker. Considering the price, I can live without it. Coming to the hardware and performance. So it's powered by the Intel i3-115G4 chipset. Now I know, some of you might say, in a time when there's 13th gen and 12th gen, why 11th generation chipset here? Well, firstly, it's going to be more pocket friendly and will still give you impressive performance. This laptop is designed for light to medium workflow. The unit we have comes with 8GB LPDDR4 RAM and can be expanded up to 32GB. It can handle all your day-to-day tasks like Office, Word, Excel and PowerPoint like a charm. Opening and closing apps are pretty snappy and responsive. We even multitask between these apps and we didn't notice any lag at all. In fact, we even used Photoshop and it worked pretty well. Editing images and making video thumbnails, all work can be done without any hiccups. Now technically you can also use this for video editing, but I won't advise. The experience won't be very pleasant and the rendering time would be very long. If video editing is a priority, I suggest you check out the Intel i7 processor with a dedicated graphic card. But what works really well on the Acer Aspire Lite is gaming. Not extreme gaming, but if you are a Valorant or a Counter-Strike fan, that'll work like a pro. No drop frames at all. Can play for hours at a stretch. Check that out. Then we also ran some benchmarks starting with Geekbench 6. We get 2778 on multi-core and 1834 on single core. Then here's Cinebench R23, 1542 on multi-core and 791 on single core. And PC Mark 10, 3811. So one thing I can say is that it scores pretty decent for a laptop that's priced around just 30,000. Coming to the battery. So it comes with 39 watt-hour battery that would easily last me 5 to 7 hours of basic tasks like surfing the web and Microsoft Office apps. However, with gaming, that number would be a lot lesser. It comes with a 45 watt proprietary charging adapter that takes about 2 to 3 hours to fully charge, which I think is pretty good. I only wish it supported USB-C charging, but still, it's not a deal breaker. Alright, final thoughts. The Acer Aspire Lite is a simple, clean and a functional laptop. For your office work, for your school and college projects, for your video meetings, light Photoshop, it gets the job done. For 30,990, it's a steal. You can also get the i5 variant for 40,990 and that will give you some more good performance. You can surely consider that one too. I'll share the links of both these laptops below in the description. If you'd like to buy one, you should definitely check it out. So I hope this video was helpful. If there are any questions, mention them down in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them all. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.